Chef Mary Sue Milliken is one hot tamale. She and her business partner, Susan Feniger, are known together as Two Hot Tamales, ambassadors of authentic Mexican cooking in the U.S. and old friends of ours here on CBS This Morning Saturday. Hey.
Mary Sue is co-owner and chef of the popular Border Grill restaurants in California and Las Vegas, and of the Border Grill Truck, a gourmet taco truck serving the Los Angeles area. Chef Mary Sue Milliken, welcome.
Thank you. It's so wonderful to be here.
What have we got here? It looks incredible.
Well, this is our Black Cod Veracruzano, which is one of our favorite dishes. It's very simple to make. I love black cod. It's one of the most underutilized fish, I think. It's sustainable. This comes from Alaska, and it's buttery and meaty and has such a nice flavor. And the Veracruzano is made, well, we learned how to make it in Veracruz, Mexico. And it's got a little bit of onion, garlic, chilies, and tomatoes, some olives, and then a little white wine, and it's just basically it can be served in a big brothy bowl, or you can serve it like this, a little bit more of a sauce.
Black cod totally melts in your mouth. It's like butter almost.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite fish, and it's nice because when you buy Alaska black cod, you can be sure it's sustainable. That's one of the things that's really important to me, buying sustainable seafood, so that my grandkids can also.
You've been at the forefront of this for a long time. Yeah. When did it become so important to you?
Well, you know, I think there was sort of a turning point when I had my first son. He's almost 23 now. But, you know, I loved food so much, and I was so obsessed with food. But then having a family, you start to really think about where every single thing comes from, and I'm very curious, so I like to know, you know, the difference in all the different ingredients you're using. It's really the most important part of cooking, is sourcing your ingredients.
You talk about just how interested you were in food forever and ever. You started culinary school at 17, which is young. Even before that, were you into food?
I was. I remember stealing my mother's Red Book magazine and finding this recipe that was so complicated. It had, you know, some butter you rolled out and dough and folding and putting it in the refrigerator and waiting and coming back. And when I made it, it turned into this a coffee cake with all these layers of, it was like magic. I remember I was in about 6th grade, and I thought, you know, this is what I want to do. Although, you know, at that time when later on when I told my mom I wanted to go to chef school, it was like telling my mom I wanted to be an auto mechanic or something. There was nothing sexy or a rock star about being a chef back then.
You're also a founding member of something called the Chefs Collaborative, which has been 20 years now that's been going. What exactly is the mission of Chefs Collaborative? Well,
Chefs Collaborative, back in 1993, 20 years ago, it's hard to believe, but it was a group of chefs who were like-minded and wanted to kind of pool our resources and figure out how to share best practices about sourcing sustainable food, cooking in a sustainable fashion, and that's when the collaborative was born. But it was really a small group of us, and it's now grown exponentially. There's 12,000 members, and we just put out this beautiful cookbook to commemorate.
Let's talk about this cookbook. What sort of recipes will we find in it?
Well, you'll find this pie right here, which is one of my recipes. It's got a potato crust, and it's made with beet legs and beet greens. The legs I brought a beet to show you in case some viewers might not know. These are the legs. A lot of people throw them away.
I know that. Yeah.
And these are the greens, of course. And everybody eats the beets, but nobody actually realizes that the legs and the greens make a delicious vegetable. And I think the whole sustainability movement and the whole Chefs Collaborative, the book points out tons of cool pointers and ideas about how to cook sustainably at home, how to use every bit of the vegetables. Our precious resources of water and time and energy and soil are going into growing the beets. If you're throwing away half the product, you know, that's not a very good idea.
Right.
All right, we need to get you to sign our dish for us, if you would. Mary Sue Milliken, thank you so much for being with us this morning. And for more on Mary Sue Milliken and the dish, head to our website at cbsnews.com/CBS This Morning.